Hey everyone, I'm Steph,
And I'm Megan.
and welcome to another episode of Late Night Reads.
This week we are diving into the magical world of romantasy and covering Eclipsed Empire by Tessa Hale.
Let's start with why we selected Eclipsed Empire. We absolutely had to read it. Given the
Yes.
cliffhanger at the end of the first book, we were lucky enough to get an arc of the second book about a week before it was released, and I might have literally squealed when I saw it hit my inbox that morning. I'm not joking you. I was like in the bathroom getting ready and I saw like the email come through with the arc and I squealed and I immediately read it that night because I'd been waiting to read the second book. Her writing style is completely addictive. It makes you immediately want to read the next book in the series, and I may or may not be counting down the days until the third book comes out next month.
Oh my God, we need that third book like now. Like
Like
I'm
so bad.
I'm gonna be right there with you and be like, oh my God, where is this book now?
Give it to me.
Give it to me now.
So, and I love the character development in this book. It's really strong, like even more so than the first book. We start to see Wren stand up for herself and like what she needs, especially when she tells like Bricks that it hurt her. Like it hurts for him to touch her at the beginning of the book. Like like that's so heartbreaking for her and for him, but I love that like she isn't being afraid to be honest with her feelings and like hold people who hurt her accountable. And we see like very similar character development for some of the guys like Bricks, Puck, and Kingston. Like they all tend to evolve as characters. And then like let's be honest, Locke was pretty much perfect from the beginning, so he does not need to do much.
Yes, he's our rock. Locke is our rock. He
He is
stays
our
steady.
rock. And then we get more spice in this book. And you know we're always here for the spice.
Oh gosh, always here for the spice. So here are a few things that you should know about our author Tessa Hale. She does tend to write romantasy books with more than one love interest, hence why we love the Why Choose era. And she has 5 series out so far. Each of them have about 3 books. And her latest series is The Wolves of Crescent Creek. And 2 of those books are out now, hence the second one. And the third one, right after this one, is coming out in September 2025, which we cannot wait. We need it now, right now. Give it in my hands. Give it to me. I want
Give it to me,
it.
please.
Yes.
So, before we jump into discussing the book, a couple of key reminders. This episode will contain spoilers. We are assuming that if you are listening, you have read the book, you have been warned. This book, and therefore this episode, is going to contain a lot of topics that may be sensitive for some readers: anxiety, assault, blood, bullying, death, emotional abuse, fire, gun violence, kidnapping, medical trauma, physical abuse, PTSD, sexual harassment, torture, and violence.
Small list.
Small list.
But now let's talk tropes. So first up, we have fated mates. And of course, we know like the wolves and their mates, once they touch each other, they like see their future. And even though Ender he might want to pretend it's not real, it's obvious that Wren is the true mate for each of these 5 guys. So we see the bonds between each one of them strengthen throughout the book, and the 3 of them eventually cement their bond with each other. So we still have 2 more to go to cement that bond, but we're sure it's going to happen. Next, we have Why Choose. We are in our Why Choose era, and so is Wren. And get it, girl. I hope you do get all of that spice. We do get more spicy scenes in this book, including multiple guys. Of course, we always want more, but that's why we love Why Choose. Next, we have Found Family. In the first book, we see how Wren has established a close relationship with Dina and Clyde and starts to develop a stronger relationship with each of her mates. In this book, we see her relationship become more like family to her. Even if Ender is still sometimes an asshole, he's starting to come around, which we're glad. At least he has Princess to help with that.
Yes.
Then
And
we
the Pussy
have
Palace.
and the Pussy Palace. Yes, can't forget that. Cat Daddy and his Pussy Palace. So maybe with Found Family, we also have Found Pussy Palace. Then we have Touch Her and Die. All of the guys are willing to kill anyone who hurts or even threatens Wren, or honestly even like looks at her. No questions asked. So be careful, Franco and Juan. Like you look at her like you're dead. Plus, okay, can we talk about how Bricks literally has a bonfire of heads at one point in this book? He's just like, you hurt her, I'm cutting your head off and throwing it in the fire. Like, just a little bit temperamental when it comes to his woman or his wolf. Then lastly, we have small town. Crescent Creek, Colorado is the definition of a small town where everyone knows everyone's business and there's only one bar in town and you do not want to get kicked out of that bar.
All right. In terms of every magical twist, this book picks up immediately after the end of Crescent Kingdom, and Wren is being held captive. She's been drugged, so it prevents her from shifting into her wolf hat. and she's being tortured. If
Oof.
that is not enough,
Of
right? So
course
you're
not.
kidnapped, you're being tortured, you can't shift. She is absolutely heartbroken because she feels like 3 of the 5 men, so Brix, Kingston, and Ender, rejected her because of who her father was. And they didn't even like try and calmly talk to her about it. So
But she also like ran away.
she also did. Would you
Like,
blame her?
no, not at all.
I like not in the situation. I would be like, well,
Fuck you.
fuck you.
Yeah.
So we thought maybe she'd been kidnapped by the Red River Pack, right? Like that's kind of where the breadcrumbs were leading us, but that was not the case. So instead, she's being held by this like Death Walkers, like motorcycle club, I guess, who are
Yeah.
humans. So, and we
Yeah.
really didn't hear about them at all in the first book.
I
But
actually imagined like Sons of Anarchy.
yes,
But I was like, but are these hot motorcycle club guys? Like,
I did not think they were. I thought
no,
they
they
were
were
like
not.
dirty and grimy, and,
Very
like,
dirty, yucky, and mean.
old
No, yeah, no,
and
no,
not
thank you.
clean. Yeah. And they've held her captive for 4 days so far, and they're torturing her to find out where the Diablos are located because we know that their property is warded, so no one can find kind of where they live. And she refuses to share any information about her mates, no matter how much these guys are hurting her. So even in the situation where they are literally torturing her to death, she won't give up any information. And I'm just like, this is when I was kind of, I think I said it out loud while I was reading, fuck you, Ender. Like,
Yeah.
I hate you
don't
at this
deserve
point.
her.
You don't deserve her. Neither do you, Kingston. And Brix, you're on thin ice.
Thin ice, buddy.
So, and then we have Locke. So meanwhile, right, like back at the house, Locke has gone down into like a tech spiral. So if you have ever seen like a developer who goes into like a hackathon or coding, like where they're in their lair, all the lights are off, they're on the hoodie, like they have not slept,
Sipping
they're
their
pounding,
Red Bull.
yes,
Yeah.
pounding energy drinks. Like, don't talk to me. Their eyes are bloodshot. They should not be awake, and they haven't slept in like 3 days. That's where Locke is mentally and physically.
Yeah,
So
poor guy.
he's trying to find Wren. He's going through all this video footage, which is like a double-edged sword because he doesn't want to think that Wren would run away from him specifically, right? Given kind of like this connection they have. But he also knows like the best option is that she left on her own accord, right? Like it would be worse if he couldn't find her getting on a bus somewhere.
Yeah.
And then that's where we see Locke and Puck discuss how as soon as they can locate Wren, they're going to go to her and they're willing to start over somewhere new, even if it's just the 3 of them. They want her no matter what. And Locke is the one kind of, I think, leading that conversation, and Puck is more agreeing. And at this point, I'm like, how can you not like just bare your soul to Locke? Because he is like chef's kiss perfection.
Which I'm also like surprised that Puck agreed to that though, because he still hasn't like touched her to like solidify that they are mates. Like he knows,
Right. He knows,
but he has not touched her yet. But he's still willing to go with her. And I'm like, okay, baby steps. You're getting there, buddy.
Yes.
You're getting there.
Which is better
like,
than where the other 3 are.
Oh God,
Which
yeah.
is on my shit list at this point in the book.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm-hmm. So all of the guys are in Locke's office except for Brix, who apparently just won't come inside until she's found because he's like pissed off at the world. And then they get an email with a video of Wren being beaten. Talk about a punch to the gut for all of them. Seriously, they're just like, are you fucking kidding me? This video is showing this guy Angus stabbing Wren while he's trying to get her to give information about the guys, and like she doesn't do it. And that's when Locke, Puck, and Kingston realize like she's taking all of this pain and all this torture to protect them. Ender, being the asshole he is, and like doesn't see the truth, he's like, I think it's an act. Honestly, it is so easy to hate him at this point. Like everybody's just like giving him the slow turn, like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, get off of this idea that she's faking it. Like, shut up. So we hate Ender. We're not a big fan of Kingston either, given how he treated Wren at the end of the book. But also we're just like, oh my God, Wren's in a terrible situation. So Locke tracks down the IP address from the email, and it turns out it's coming from inside their bar. And they're just like, what the fuck? And immediately they're like, this is super fuck you move. And also it's potentially a trap. And Kingston's like, yeah, I think this is a trap, but let's just go and check it out. Like, let's avoid using our usual routes. Like, you go this way, I'll go that way. He's going to take his motorcycle, and like, he's going to take the truck and whatever. And so on the way to the bar, Puck gets a little run in with Cressida. And we're like, oh, this bitch again. Like, come on, go away.
She's
and
back.
she's like, She's back. And she's like attempting to apologize and reiterate how like we shared something special and like I'm so sorry. And he's just like, back off, bitch. I'm gonna cut you off right there. It was a one-time fuck. It never should have happened. It's never gonna happen again. So let it go. I'm like, maybe his fucking is just that good. It's like addictive.
Maybe.
And so
I
now
mean,
I'm
it
like,
might be.
well, we need to know. Like, Puck, can you just please give us a Puck fuck? And then we'll know what Cressida is so crazy about. Maybe she's addicted to the dick.
Or she's just crazy.
Yeah, she's also just like a crazy girl. Yeah. So once they get inside the bar, Puck and Kingston find out from Dina that two bikers were in there for lunch, but she didn't really pay much attention to them. And that's when Dina starts to get worried about Wren. Because up to this point, she just thought she was sick. And Puck admits, yeah, someone kidnapped her and we're going to make them pay. It's like, she's like, you better go get our girl.
Right.
Yeah.
So next up is the gem. And like Kingston comes in and Clyde's like, where's Wren? And he's like, you better not lie to me. And so Kingston has to admit to Clyde that someone kidnapped her. And then that's when Clyde's like, oh, it's about vengeance. And so like a group that Kingston and his team previously took down. And that's why you've not gotten the police involved.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when Kingston shows Clyde, Franco, and Juan like a photo of the building where Wren is being held. Because they've like basically it's kind of screenshotted part of the video without her in it. And if they can try and figure out where that building is. And Juan mentions like, oh, it looks like this one I've been to before for my boss.
He's like,
so, oh. Well, see, you started to doubt Juan.
Started to doubt Juan at that point. I'm like, how do you know? It's the inside of a building blurred out. I'm like, Juan, what are you not telling us? So I don't know. Juan's on my sketch list.
See, Cressida and Clyde are on my sketch list at this point. I'm like, why does she show up when real shitty things happen? And then also Clyde, like I don't know, there's just something suspicious about you. We'll talk about that more, but
yeah.
So, but at this point, like back in Wren's like kind of POV, she knows that like she cannot survive physically like another torture session from these guys. And she's like almost looking forward to dying and like getting out of the pain and being able to see her mom again, which is really, really sad. Right? But then that's when all hell breaks loose because the guys have shown up to rescue her. And so Angus is like, which is like, yay, right? Then Angus is like a knife or a gun or something to like Wren. I think it was a knife to her throat. He's about to kill her. And then Brix yanks out his heart. And I was like, damn, he mad. And then he tries to like get her down because she's like being kind of like her hands are being held up and stuff while she's being tortured. And she tells him that it hurts. And he's like, I know. And she's like, no, you touching me hurts because he hates her. And then she passes out. And this is when I feel like your heart starts to break for them because she has felt and been treated so miserably by everyone in her life besides her mom. She thought that she found something special with these guys, and 3 of the 5 of them basically rejected her. Locke is the only one that I would say like really, I mean, Puck stood up for her at the end of the first book, but Locke is probably the only one that I think really did. I think Puck was more like on his side, if that makes sense. So they go back to the house with Wren, who's unconscious. They have this healer, Hira, on the way to meet them there. And Brix starts to like have a meltdown. It's the only way I could describe it. Once she starts working on Wren, right? Like he has to go outside. He's breaking furniture. He is losing his shit because he realizes like how much he fucked up. Like he fucked up so bad. Like Wren does not want his physical touch, which if you think about it, is a pretty big deal because he didn't want anyone to physically touch him until her, right? And now he's kind of like seeing the reverse happen. And I'm like, do you blame her? Like, you're the first person she started to kind of like, you marked her, like you didn't officially bond with her, but like there was like a stronger connection there. And then literally like, what, minutes later?
Yeah, it's like you were physically intimate and then you reject her.
Yes. Like you were inside her and then like you walked inside and you're like, no.
Like that hurts.
That hurts. And so as a result, this is where we see kind of like that, like an intensified touch her and die. He becomes determined to kill every single member of the Deathwalker MC. And we're going to get to eventually the Bonfire of Heads.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's intense. So the healer Hera is working on Wren. And she can even sense this mating bond between all of them. And she mentions that to Ender, who once again states, nope, Wren's not my mate. And she's like, okay, well, she's literally dying on this table and you're refusing to admit it. Like, again, don't love you. Like, shut the fuck up.
Right?
And
Like, what
then,
is wrong with you? Who
yeah,
hurt
right?
you, Ender? Like, Jesus.
Yeah. And it's just kind of like crazy because, like, literally, Hera's like, are you sure you're not the mate? Because, like, I can see this going on. And she's like, well, if you're not the mate, then you can help me because when mates help, like, things get crazy. And so he's like, yeah, sure, whatever, I'll help you. But then he starts to get angry because he's like, wait, you're hurting her. And it's like, I'm sorry. She's trying to heal her. Like, and you're refusing to care about her. So, like, what the fuck, Ender? Like, pick a side. And also, like, acknowledge the truth. And then Hera illuminates all of Wren's scars to show them the ones from the past week and the ones from a long time ago. Since Ender is still convinced that, like, she's faking the scars, which I'm like, this isn't real. Like, you can't do that. And then seeing all of that, like, because I guess for him, he's just seeing is believing, causes Ender to finally admit to himself, at least, like, Wren hadn't been lying about all those scars. Like, they were real, which then, like, leads him to throwing it, like, literally throwing up. He's just like, oh, fuck. Like, this is legit, like, disgusting, like, how I have been, and she's telling the truth. So he goes outside, he's throwing up, and he's calling in someone to tell him the truth about Wren and the Red River Pack. He's like, I need to know more information about Wren from Red River. And I'm like, ugh, maybe you shouldn't make that contact. I'm like, don't do that. Like, I get his need for information, but at this point, we're like, you're literally just going to make it worse. Like, you're endangering her more. Like, what are you doing? So I'm like, okay, is he ultimately responsible at the end with her father finding out where she is in the book? Like, I feel like he put that breadcrumb out there. And I'm like, dude.
And I'm also like, who knows more information than your pack and Locke? Like, who are you calling? Like, who is this mystery person? I need to know. I feel like they're going to play a bigger piece in all of this. So when Wren awakes, Kingston tries to touch her, and she has the same reaction that she did with Brix, which is like, don't touch me. And then Kingston feels a sense of agony. And I'm like, yeah, you deserve to feel it, asshole. Good. And then thankfully Locke comes in, and like Wren feels like warmth, and then she breaks down crying in his arms, which makes Kingston uncomfortable and leaves the room.
He's like, I'm not welcomed here.
You're like, no, you're not. So she's been out of it, that's what we learned, for 2 weeks. She was like in a healing slumber that only ends once your injuries are fully healed. And I'm like, how do you get in a healing slumber? That sounds great.
Can I get in 2 weeks, please?
Right? 2 weeks of sleep? Yes, please.
It's like a stasis, but a coma.
But I think I like the stasis better. I don't know.
Stasis sounds better than coma.
It does. I guess coma sounds horrible.
Yeah. No thanks.
So even though Ender and Brix hurt her, Wren's still like, how are they? Like, and Locke's like, well, Ender is fine. Brix won't come home until all the Deathwalkers are dead. And I was like, is Brix in his murder era? Like,
yeah, what? He is.
Like, oh my God, what's going on? Like, can you imagine, like, waking up, you've been asleep for 2 weeks, 3 of your 5 mates rejected you, and also, Brix won't come back into the house until he's killed everyone. Okay. So, okay.
Scorched earth right there from Brix.
Right? So, Kingston, right, like, has stormed out of Wren's room, and he runs into Puck, and he shares his worry about how Wren is never going to forgive him. And damn it, Puck. Like, I was so angry at Puck's character in this moment, because Puck tries to make him feel better. And he's like, well, you've got to prove it to Wren that you're sorry and you'll be there for her. And I'm like, you're not wrong, Puck. But Kingston needs someone to chew his ass out at this point. Like, who is going to, like, and I think that is one of my, like, the thing I miss in this book, because I feel like the other guys, specifically Ender, get chewed out from the rest of the group when they treat her poorly, like in the series, specifically in this book. But I'm like, who chews out Kingston? Like, Kingston needs to have his ass kicked right now. Because, like,
he's the alpha, though.
I know, but that's why he needs it done, right? Like, he's the alpha. Like, if he shouldn't have tolerated this. Like, he's held to a higher standard than the rest of them, I believe.
Very true.
With power comes great responsibility.
Thank you, Spider-Man. Very true. You've seen that movie. Right?
I'm not.
Oh my God. Moving on. Okay. Wren is adamant now about taking a shower because she wants to feel the feeling of like the Death Walkers is like off of her. She's like, I need to get it away. And I'm like, okay, what else did they do to her besides torturing her? Like, do they sexually assault her? I mean,
Like, it makes me worried that like something more happened, right? Just because I would assume by that point, like the guys would have cleaned the blood and stuff off of her. So I'm
yeah,
just kind of like, but you, I don't know. And she
maybe you
might
just need
not
to
even know.
yourself. Yeah,
Yeah.
she might just need to be like, I need to like feel my cleanse, like physically and mentally and emotionally. And so then we see Puck draw a bath for her and help her into it because she's just too weak to even stand on her own. And there's a moment where Wren feels embarrassed by her body and like what's been done to it and like all of her scars and everything. And she's just kind of like hiding herself. And Puck literally just tells her, like, please don't hide from me. He's like, it's like, you never have to hide your scars from me or the rest of the guys. Like, and that's exactly what she needed to hear at that moment. And you're like, okay, Puck, you're coming into our good graces again. Thank you. And then Wren also shares how she needs her strength because she's like, I can't stay here. Like, there's no way I can stay here. Like, I need to get my strength and I'm going to go. And immediately Locke and Puck say, we're going to go wherever you go. And she's just like, really? You are? Like, what?
Like, oh.
And then we go from a very sweet moment to our very first spicy scene in this book where she's in the tub and she's in the tub against Puck because he's helping her in, right? And
he's like quasi naked because I think he took off most of his clothes.
yeah. And Locke starts to finger fuck Wren in the tub while Puck tells him what to do. And he's like there playing with her nipples, which is interesting because last time Locke was part of all this, he was the one playing with the nipples and
Yes.
Kingston was going down on her. So like, okay, so now Locke gets to show what he's learned, right? It's you know, it's a learning educational environment. And then it's also when Puck marks her while she orgasms. So this type of mark just kind of like strengthens their bond, but it's not the permanent one, which is what she does eventually want from all of them, even the ones who hurt her. But this is a step moving forward for Puck that he's acknowledging she's my mate. I love her. I'm going to fuck her. I'm going to finger fuck her. I'm going to bite her. You're like, yay.
Yes, please.
That's good. Yes, please. And good job, Locke. You got a nice orgasm there. Thank you. So the next morning, Wren wakes up to find a note from Locke telling her that he loves her. And I believe also the night before, like Locke and Puck both cuddled her, I think. So it's just like sweet. They're just like, she's a little like sandwich between them. And Locke is clearly demonstrating with his actions, but it's also the first time he's put him into words. So we have noticed that he sometimes seems more comfortable with writing notes than speaking them. And it's like, okay, you're very techie. I get it. This is your way of showing your love, but it's appreciated. And thank you.
Yes. And so then there's like this big breakfast and Puck, Wren, and Princess are having it. And like Wren is like sneaking food to Princess, right? And it's disturbed because Ender and Kingston are outside arguing. And I'm like, what are they up to? Because Brix is burning heads of the Deathwalkers in a huge bonfire. And
That
there's
smell
this
isn't
point-
bacon. That smell
It's
is not bacon.
Because there's this point where it's like,
Ooh.
Wren's like, are those, and Ender's like, if you think they're heads, then yes. I'm like, oh, damn.
Oh shit. Which is, again reminds me of when Poppy saw the heads
Like
coming towards
catapulted
it.
at her.
Catapulting.
Yes.
She's just like, what a, oh.
And so according
Man.
to Locke, the only way to rein Brix in when he gets like this, I'm like, shit, this happens more than once, is for him to neutralize the threat. So it's kind of, Puck says, a way of telling Wren that he's sorry. And I'm like, flowers are a better choice. Jewelry is a better choice. Literally, like anything is a better choice than a bunch of heads burning in a bonfire in your backyard. Anything.
Decapitation party.
Right?
Fun times.
Like if you needed to kill them, appreciate that. But you didn't need to bring me their heads
No.
and burn them for me.
I guess in that way he's kind of like a dog bringing you a toy and it's like, look what I brought you.
Look what I brought you.
Here's my offering. I'm going to
No, thank you.
burn them all.
You're welcome.
But she's also like, well, yeah, I didn't like them anyway.
Like, I mean, thank you, but also
Thank you. Yeah.
So everyone's like at this point convinced like we should just let the crazy head burning guy be. And Wren's like, no, like he needs connection. So she like grabs him by like the shirt and like tugs him over to the stream, gets him to wash the blood off his hands. And then Brick says like he doesn't deserve her touch. And then she has like a hard conversation with him about how he did hurt her, but she doesn't hate him. Right? Like she's worried that he hates her. And then that's when we learned the last time Brooks had physical touch was when his sister died. And he held her hand while she was dying and even for hours afterwards until Ender found him, which is like, it's so hard. And then Brick starts to open up to Wren more and share about like what happened the night his family was murdered by her father's pack. And then she shares about how she escaped from her father's pack. And then Brix promises to spend the rest of his life making sure she's safe and happy. And he promises that he's hers, whatever she needs. And she says the same thing back. And so I'm like, wait, were heads an appropriate way to apologize to your wolf shifter mate?
I guess.
Because, I mean, they just made up.
Yeah. I guess you just got to get ahead of it.
I mean, he got a lot of heads.
Oh, but are we going to get a different kind of head?
What did we do in this book?
No, we don't. I know.
Maybe in the next one.
Yeah. So that happens. And then there's a pretty touching scene where between Clyde and Kingston, where Kingston admits to fucking up things with Wren. And Clyde is the one that calls him out on all this shit. He's like, you know what? Fuck you, dude. He's like,
yes.
You are just hiding out here at this gym rather than doing something about it and rather than talking to her. And it's like, okay, you know what? Maybe it's because Clyde's his own alpha in his own world. He's like, I'm going to tell you alpha to alpha, bro.
And get your shit together.
Yeah, he's like, you need to fix the fact that Wren is still in danger, too. He's like, get your shit together and then, like, we'll chat, you know? I'm like, that's a very good idea. Thank you very much, Clyde. We appreciate you. Still a little skeptical, a tiny bit, about, is Clyde on our side? Maybe? Yeah. Juan was still on my, like, I don't know. So
Clyde's still on my list.
Yeah, on your skeptical list, yeah.
Yes.
So it's almost like Clyde willed danger at that point into the ethos by like speaking it, because then there's a perimeter breach on their compound that like sends all of them into like a heightened sense of protectiveness, like above the normal crazy they feel. And they legit like don't even like it when Wren steps outside for a couple of minutes to get fresh air. Like she's literally just like, I need a moment because you guys are so much, I need to open the door. And they're like, no. And it's like, dude, that's a bit much. Like, chill the fuck out. Like, yes, someone did just torture her to death, but like, give a gal a minute, okay? Like, come on. So the perimeter breach happens to be this guy that Wren had seen earlier at the bar, who like initially gave her a bad vibe, and she's like, oh man, I should have just like listened to my gut. My gut's always right. So based on this video, the guy appears to be walking the perimeter trying to find a weakness, meaning that like somebody's preparing for an attack. So they're just like, oh shit. So Wren then wants to help strengthen the wards using her caster magic. And Kingston's like, no, you need to save your strength because, you know, you need that. But it causes her to question if he even trusts her, honestly. And so Kingston does admit, like, yes, I do trust you, like, with my life, which does ease some of the tension between the two of them. But, you know, it's kind of okay. But, like, the type of statement he's making is more like an unbreakable vow, which it's like, okay, the alpha is doing that for you. And then it's like, okay, all right, okay. The steps
kind
forward.
Kind of a big deal, right?
Big deal. Okay. Like you're listening to Clyde and you're taking steps. Okay. But the group also seems to come to just like general agreement that like Wren can help as long as some of the guys are with her to keep her safe. I'm like, all right, feels like a good compromise. Sure.
And then Wren talks about the elephant in the room that no one seems to want to talk about or address, which is like, is her father behind this? And Ender's like, well, my sources are loyal and wouldn't have leaked her location. I'm like, can we trust anything Ender says at this point? Like, do we even trust Ender? I mean, I do. I trust him to be an asshole at this point. But I don't trust the sources. And then that's when Wren shares that her father wants to make an example of her because he can't let anyone escape him, especially not his submissive daughter. So he'll probably want her back to torture her publicly and either kill her or make her wish she was dead. And then, for some reason, at that point, it dawns on Kingston that her father is the reason she has the scars. And I'm like, duh? Did you not pick up on that sooner? Where have you been for a book and a half?
Locke literally even said that. He was like, Look at these
I know,
scars. Do you not think that Red River did this to her?
right? So that night, she can't sleep because she's reliving everything her father put her through. And we see her go to work out in the at-home gym, and that's when she finds Princess with Ender. And there's like some good banter between the two of them. And Ren, and this is what I like about her character development. At this point, she is just like gives zero fucks, right? And so she kind of calls Ender out on, you could sell me to the highest bidder. And then he decides, he's like, oh, I would never do that. And then he decides to teach her how to fight with the staff so he doesn't have to like physically touch her. And then
Yeah.
eventually you see him get her on the mat and there's like sexual tension. I was like, something's going to happen. Like you can almost feel like one of them is about to snap and then Puck walks in.
Ugh,
I'm like, damn it, Puck. And apparently fighting turns Ren on and Puck can smell it on her.
Probably turns Ender on too.
I think it turned Ender on. He probably went and took a cold shower.
He did.
And then she calls out like all of the guys on treating her like she's breakable given everything that's happened, which Ender doesn't do because Ender, well, he's an asshole right now. So he treats her like an asshole would treat you. And it quickly becomes a spicy scene with Puck, Bricks, and Locke.
Yeah.
And Locke ends up marking Ren in the scene, not like the permanent mark, but we've seen like all three of them now have like bitten her. So we know we're getting closer to like a permanent bond with the three of them.
And what's interesting again is like
it was good.
Bricks is watching this one.
Yes.
So like again, there's no like actual like penetration, like penal penetration. You know, like Puck and Locke are, you know, doing some good finger tongue work, like they're having a good time. But like Bricks is just watching this and he's like stroking himself while it's happening.
Yes.
And you're like, I mean, we'll get to it, of course.
We'll get to it.
And it was great. So 2 weeks later, it's been oddly quiet. There's no new drama. We're like, we're sketchy.
Suspicious.
Something's gonna happen. It's quiet, too quiet. And this guy that was apparently stalking the perimeter seems to be some random guy with no link to anyone. And I'm like, yeah, I don't buy that. I don't buy that at all.
Me either. And
Wren continues to get closer to Locke and Puck and Bricks, while Kingston randomly starts to give her like sweet little gifts to show that he's thinking about her. Like, here's some flowers that made me think of you. And she knows they're from him. She can like smell his scent on it. It's like, all right, he's thinking about me. But he hasn't had like a serious conversation with her about everything that happened. And then we get another run-in with Cressida. Who kind of apologizes to Wren about spilling the drink on her. And Wren's just like, listen, bitch, I don't give a fuck about you. I don't give a shit if you're at the bar. As long as you don't cause trouble or like make Puck feel uncomfortable. She's like, I don't care. She's like, but also he's made it very clear where things stand between you two. And it's like, okay, this conversation like should be over. Nope. Dina decides to mention to Cressida how Puck looks at Wren and how all of them look at her. And like you legit get a shocked and jealous look from Cressida. She's just like, all of them? Cressida is not in her wide shoes era.
She is not.
No, she's not. She's very much like, why isn't anyone choosing me? Like, why does she get all the boys? Yeah. She's like, wait, not only does Puck like her, but all of those guys like her, and she likes all of them. And she's like, what's going on here? Like, maybe she's like clutching her pearls a little bit, like, ew. But I'm like, you're just jealous, bitch.
I feel like she just needs to go like hook up with Juan or Franco. I feel like
she needs to get laid by somebody else, honestly. Yes. Like, okay. But there's got to be something more going on to her with her character there. I'm like, she's up to no good more than her just being a bitch at the bar. So.
Well, and especially because like she's there, she leaves, and then Bastion shows up immediately afterwards.
Yeah.
Right?
Like,
so
I think she's like, working.
I think she is too. And he threatens to kill all the other people in the bar if Wren does like anything. And so we learn a couple of things during the scene with Dear Old Dad. So Bastion considers Wren to be a stain on his name due to her submissive nature. And I'm like, that she can't choose. Okay.
Yeah.
Almost every woman has been in Red River Pack has been forced to try and give Bastion a true heir, and they've all failed. And I'm like, you're disgusting. Bastion wants Wren to have a child with Marcel. And if we remember Marcel, he's worse than Bastion. And that child would become Bastion's heir. And I'm like, excuse me, what? No. And then he tries to use his alpha power to try and make Wren come with him and submit, or he threatens to kill everyone in her life. And like he is doing that to her, and she is fighting it. Like there's blood coming out of her nose and stuff. And then thank God,
And
more
he's
than
like
ever
doing
thought
it
I
in
was
public.
in public, like at the
Like
bar.
at the bar. And she's just like, no. Like trying to fight it. It's just...
And thank God Ender shows up. Words we did not expect to say, given our disdain of him in the series so far.
Yes.
But like he is, when we're talking about like levels, he is better than Bastion, but the bar is really low, right?
Yeah.
If we're talking about Bastion being at the bottom. So Ender pulls a knife on Bastion, orders him to turn off like his alpha powers, and while Bastion does let like Wren go, he threatens to destroy Ender's new family, and he mentions like, just like I did your old one. So those are fighting words, right? Well, and I think at this point, like Ender and Brix have thought that Bastion probably doesn't remember much about killing their families. Like he kills so many people.
Yeah, I can't remember all the people that I kill. I kill all so many people.
He remembers. So then after Bastion leaves, Ender takes Wren to Puck's office, and this is the most heartbreaking words in this entire series so far, where she says, "Kill me, it would be a mercy." Like, she knows her father's going to capture her at some point, and she would rather die before that happens. And Ender gets Wren to tell him everything that Bastion said to her. And like when he hears, like what Bastion wants to do, his wolf half like loses his shit. And then Ender says, like, can you tell me what all has happened to you in the past? Like, I need to know the truth because like my wolf half and my human half are like at odds. And I'm like, are they both assholes? Like what?
Yeah.
I don't understand. Which one of them is at odds? Is the bad one.
Yeah.
That thinks that she's doing all this stuff to herself. So she lets her shields down, and then like her memories flow into him because apparently due to their mate connections, we learn in this moment, they can share memories. So it's pretty, I would say, disturbing, even for Ender, which says a lot. So in typical Ender fashion, he tells Wren he's sorry and leaves the room. And I'm like, what the fuck just happened? Like she just kind of bared her soul and her past to you and showed you some of the most vulnerable moments in her life. And you're like, I'm sorry, and you leave.
But honestly, at this point with Ender, like, what do we expect? Like,
that's true. That's true.
But still, like, come on.
I want more. So he goes to the gym, tells the guys what happened with Bastion and how they need to kill him now. And I'm like, don't you guys have mind talking capabilities? Couldn't you have just sent that via your mind talking while you stayed with her? Like Bastion.
That's what I was thinking. I'm like, he just left. He could come right back in. Why are you leaving her alone?
And she's emotionally vulnerable right now based on like what just happened, the memories she just shared. You also have phones in this world. You could have called someone or mind talk to them. Why couldn't you told them to come meet you at the bar? Like all the things that we could have done to have made her feel a little bit more like safe and secure.
But that would require Ender to have common sense, which she just doesn't. And emotions. He just doesn't have. He's just, no. So then later that day, Wren uses her empath abilities on Brix and his wolf half, since she knows like he's likely struggling after knowing that Bastion was in town too. And so when he shifts back into his human form, he's like, you're an empath. And she's like, no, I'm not. Just deny. And he's like, I know you are. He's like, I felt it the first time you touched me. And then like, you did it again. Like, I can tell. And he's like, I would never betray my mate. And he's like, I would never tell your secret. And like, you need to trust me. And she's like, okay, I will, which is a big step for her. And he even says, I love you. And he wants to make their mate bond official. And you're like, and then we finally get our spicy scene where they fuck against the trees. And it's just like amazing. And they like have great sex. And they both brand each other forever. Like he bites her, she bites him at the same time. And they orgasm. And it's just like top notch.
Good. Well, and once again, still surprised that it's Brix having like sex with her the first time, right? Like, or like branding, like he had sex the first time and he's bonding her the first time. Not what I would have expected.
And he's the only one who's actually had sex with her too at this point.
Yes.
Like legit, he's 2 for 2. No one else has stuck their wolfy penis inside of her. Only
We need to get
fingers
on
and
that.
tongues. I know, right? I'm like, come on, guys. Get your dick in there. So back in the house, the
That should
other
be a
guys,
shirt. Get your dick in there.
get your dick in there. Yeah. Anyway, get your dick in the ring. That works. So back in the house, the other guys can sense that he's got his dick in there. He's like, that happened again, didn't it? And also they're like, you've officially bonded. And everyone seems happy about this except for Ender, of course. So screw him. Brix and Wren also share the fact that Wren is an empath, but she's like super nervous about what they're gonna think, and she can't even like bring the words to say it. She's just like, Brix, can you do it? And he does, and pretty quickly, Kingston, Locke, and Puck are like amazed by this. They're like, we thought they were extinct. Like, that's amazing. And Ender, per usual, is like super skeptical. But now he's being a little bit less of an asshole than normal. So I'm like, okay. And Wren offers to show him, which causes him to finally like believe her. And it's like a secret that she's kept her entire life, because otherwise, like, everyone in the world would just like hunt her down and like try to use her, like to treat themselves. Like, so not like use her in like a fun way, but in like a bad way. Because like when you use an empath's power, it like drains them. And it's just like, it's not good. Hence why every time she's kind of used it, she's like passed out. So then later that night, Wren goes to Kingston office to see him. And there's a lot more emotional distance between the two of them. But he finally tells her how worried he is about just never earning her forgiveness. And he's like, I fear that I'm not being the leader that the pack needs. And he's like, I can't tell anybody this because, you know, that would be a huge sign of submission. And like, he's just like, I can't do that. I can't let go of my alpha status. But he does express this to her. And it's like, okay, you're submitting a little bit to Wren and showing that you trust her. And that's exactly what she needed to see from him, given like everything that's happened between them. And it causes Wren to then share a little bit more of her truth with Kingston, that she worries that he'll never be able to see past who her father is. And he quickly assures her, like, that's not your father. That's just the person whose blood is in you. Like, that's just half your DNA, but that's not your father. Like, you are not him. And they continue to then open up with each other. And Kingston then shares more about his sister and like how he's like, all he needs at this point, he's like, all I need is you, Wren. He's like, and I'm sorry. And you're like, okay, steps, baby steps.
Baby steps. And I think the part that's been hard, because like when he shares about his sister, we learn that his sister, right, was kidnapped by the Red River Pack, was sex trafficked, and then was like Kingston rescued her, and then they were hiding out in like some little like fishing boat or something like that as they were escaping, and she basically committed suicide because she didn't want to live with those memories. And so if anyone should understand how bad a person can feel after being held by the Red River Pack, it should be him. Like, he saw what that did to his sister. And so sometimes it was like, for me, it was really, like, I still was so frustrated at him at this point, because I'm like, knowing, I assumed prior to this point that like Bastion's pack killed his sister.
Yeah.
Right? And now I'm just like, no, you've seen what the emotional damage is and how people would rather be dead than live it, and you're still treating her this way.
Yeah, I know. But it's
So,
just so sad to see like that like trauma from him.
yes.
But at least
But
he
he's
opened up about it. And I'm like,
He did.
okay.
And he finally talked to her, because like I've
Yeah.
been waiting for him to talk to her like 3/4 of this book, it feels like.
Dude, yeah.
So she also continues to have all these nightmares about Bastion holding her captive again, which like felt like foreshadowing of like what's to come.
Yeah.
But like thankfully she's sleeping with like Locke and Puck, and so they're there to help wake her up from the nightmare, reassure her that Bastion won't get her again. They'll always come for her. And then they like drop the bomb, like, also we plan to kill him. And she's like, wait, what? You can't kill him.
Yeah. You'll die.
Like, you'll die. Like, are you
no one can kill
crazy?
him. Yeah.
No. And then that somehow leads to her saying she loves both of them. And we get a spicy scene where Locke, Puck, and Wren finally have sex, and they officially mark their bonds as mates. And we're going to
Well,
talk
they
about
said
that.
they'll always come for her. So
They did. Well, and they did.
they had to finally come for her. In her.
And her.
Like, finally.
And she did too.
Yes.
So to help combat her
It was a
nightmares,
joining. It was a joining.
It was a joining.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. with more details than the joining.
Yeah, now
For
we
those
know
of
who
you
was
who know,
where. Yeah.
that was very clear.
Yes, very clear.
So, to help combat her nightmares, Wren wants each of the guys to help her become stronger in their kind of like respective areas, which is, I think, a really good way for her to start to feel more control given everything that's going on with Bastion. So, they all start like training her and kind of different things. And then there's another visit from who I have called now the Wicked Witch of Crescent Creek, Cressida,
Change approved. I love
and her
that.
two flying monkeys. I mean, bitchy friends,
Yes.
right?
Approved.
Cressida apologizes to Puck, but like any rational person would doubt her sincerity based on like what she said, her facial expressions as she says it. And Puck's like, well, it's up to Wren. And I'm like, God damn it, Puck. Like, I get that, but also, like, you're just putting a bigger target on Ren's back with Cressida. And she's like,
Yeah.
I'm fine with them staying. And, like, then Puck reiterates, like, if you cause any more drama, you're out for good. And all I thought was, countdown until Cressida gets kicked out forever.
Yeah.
It's
Like,
officially
this
started.
is going to happen.
This is going to happen.
Yes. So then
Someone
Puck
needs to
and
drop a house on her.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Seriously. Beat the shit out of her. Break her nose. So then Puck and Wren leave the bar for the night, and Wren smells a shifter. She's like, and it's a fox. And I'm like, how many different supernatural types are there in this world? I'm like, I need a list because apparently, like, there's just so many of them. Like, you can be a fox shifter. Is there like a chameleon shifter out there too, or like an eagle?
We know there's dragon shifters.
Dragons, yeah, but I'm just like, I didn't even think a fox shifter existed. Like, I didn't think that was a thing.
I need a list.
Is there a badger? Is there a badger shifter? A horse shifter? Are there centaurs in this world? I don't know. So,
are there mermans?
I hope so. So apparently the fox is there because Bastion has put a price on Wren's head. Like a lot of money, like fucking $10 million. And you're like, shit. Like that's going to definitely make people come for her. And so everyone in the supernatural community knows now where she is and how much he'll pay for her. He's like $10 million to whoever can capture the girl with the scarred face. And you're like,
in Crescent Creek.
In Crescent Creek. I'm like, well, that narrows it down. They're going to know where she is. So it doesn't take much then for Wren to subdue this fox guy all on her own. And he gets tossed into the back of the SUV so that they can bring him home and like question him and stuff. The Psycho Twins basically are going to have some fun. And I'm like, ooh, buddy, I feel bad for you. So then Wren wants to go with the guys to question this fox shifter. But Kingston talks her out of it because like he's like, you know what? The ones who have bonded with you already are going to have a really hard time controlling their wolves with you being so close to this guy. Like he just tried to hurt you and like that's going to be a bad idea. So Locke offers to stay back with Wren while the other four like go to the shed, like this weird torture cabin basically with the fox shifter who is about to legit regret all of his life choices. Like, buddy, you're in trouble. So back at the house, Locke and Wren have a fairly normal conversation, basically, about her potentially finishing college and majoring in psychology. However, that is quickly interrupted by the rest of the guys coming in and Ender sharing now how he sent the fox shifter's heart back to her father. Oh.
What?
Oh, okay. So let's just say Wren is slightly freaked out by that reckless behavior because I'm like, you're just antagonizing him. And then she finds out that the reward for her was $10 million for her capture. And like literally the plan was just capture her, breed her, and then publicly murder her as a warning to anyone else who would ever cross her father. So then Kingston, in his own way, puts his own notice out there that Wren is officially under protection and mated to the Diablos, so that anyone who tries to touch her will be hunted into eternity and die. And I'm like, well, that is really fucking hot.
Right? Thank you. It's about damn time.
Like, yeah, right? Finally. But it's like that emotional trauma for Wren also of just being like, my father doesn't like to pay for anything. Like, yes. He's a cheap ass.
Yes.
And I'm like, and he's willing. Yeah, it's like, she's like, the most he ever did before was like $100,000 to try and get me. I'm like, he must hate me that much. $10 million worth. He hates me that much to get me back. Like.
To breed me and then murder me. Yeah.
No, thank you.
So to liven up the moment, because, it's not been great so
It's been
far.
depressing. It's been a bit
It's
depressing.
been very depressing.
Yeah.
The guys take Ren to the third floor and show her this new room that they've created that encompasses like all of them and different things about each of them. And there's a bed big enough for all 6 of them to sleep together. And they
It's a
do.
wolf-sized bed.
It's a wolf-sized bed. It's a 6 wolf-sized bed. And they all sleep together except for Ender, who sleeps on the couch. And I'm like, at least you were in the room?
Yeah. He's just being the guard dog, you know?
Yes. He's like, I can't get too close to you.
But I still want to be close by just in case.
Right. Because I think she like asked like if they could all stay together, right? Which is really sweet. And then we get this really hot scene between Brix and Wren when he gives her a tattoo. It reminded me of the Never List when Jax has given Riley a tattoo. And like she's like, just mark me in a way that highlights our bond. And she's like, I don't even want to know what it is. I trust you completely. And I'm like, damn. And he has this amazing tattoo of like their 2 wolves are like kind of intertwined. And I was like, we are going to get a sex scene. We're going to get a sex scene because we're so right. Because we know that Brix is turned on by like pain. Like pain is like one of the things. No sex scene. So Ren
But it was really
like
hot.
But Ren is ready to go. She's like feeling, and she's like, I need to stay away from Ender and Kingston, who are like sparring in the gym. So she's like, I'm going to go to my room. I'm going to take a shower by myself, take care of myself.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what she starts to do until Ender decides to follow her scent to the bathroom, like her bathroom. And then he ends up watching her as she's touching herself and then starts talking her through pleasuring herself while he watches.
But he won't join.
But he doesn't join.
Instead, he's like, I need to go take a shower by myself.
And like she was taking a shower. You could have taken one with her.
Join.
Just saying. Like he's fighting it so hard.
He's giving himself blue balls. Like, come on. Doesn't that hurt? Like, come on, buddy.
I don't know.
It's not.
Does it? Like, I know men say it does, but does it really?
I don't know.
We need science on this. That was
periods
like
hurt more, so
yeah, well,
right.
Truth.
Like, please don't talk to me about pain. I birthed 3 children. Don't talk to me about pain. But anyway, it's finally fight night for Franco's big MMA fight that we learned about in the first book. And he's been training throughout this entire series. And like all of them are going to go together, even though they're really nervous about Wren's safety. They're just like, They really should have done like a better job checking the facilities because Cressida and her friends were hiding in the bathroom. And they fucking attack Wren, who of course promptly attacks their asses and does the best thing of all time. Gives them all swirlies in the toilet. And I'm just like, well, if you act like a mean girl in high school, you're going to get a high school treatment of a bully. And
right?
You're going to get a swirly. And Cressida also got a broken nose. And I'm like, yes. She's
Deserved
like,
it.
oh my God, I'm going to need to get a nose job. And I'm like, you need to get a life job, personality job, whatever. You need to change who you are.
Well, and there's also this line, like when someone like sees that was like in another stall comes out and is like, has seen what has transpired. And Wren's like, you should all give all, like, she says something about like, you should give all of your bullies swirlies and find 5 loves of your lives. And I was like
5?
5? I need to get started on that.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
But the night gets better because Franco wins the fight and it's like, yay, celebrate. And they all head back to Arcane to celebrate and party. And it seems like it's just like the perfect night for them. And it's like, okay, yes, like you've deserved everything that's happened. It's been so great. And then a bottle breaks through the window with flames attached to it. Fucking Molotov cocktails are throwing up in here. And like the windows are exploding. Like there's actual bombs going off inside and just like fire is everywhere. And it is obvious this was intentional. Like Locke can even like see some of the devices in the room that are like legit bombs waiting to go off. And Wren's first thought here is like, we need to get the humans out. She's like, if we get hurt, like we can kind of heal quickly, but like humans cannot. Like we got to get Clyde out. We got to get Franco, Juan, Dina, all these people. If Cressida was there, they'd be like, no, she can stay. It's fine. She can be burned. But she's now been 86 from the bar, so she can't come anyway. So thankfully, Ender was able to just like shoot open the front door because apparently somebody tried to lock them all in and the door was barred. So they get the front door out. They end up getting a lot of people out. They decided to pair up so that like everybody was kind of with someone else, and Brix is with Wren. And they go to look for Clyde, who hasn't been able to get out yet. But instead, they find Juan, who's like trapped under these like flaming beams. And Brix helps Juan get out, and like Wren is like, I'm okay, I'm gonna go look for Clyde. And this is where we're like, is Clyde the bad guy? Is he involved? Where is Clyde? This is suspicious. And I don't know. It's not good. It doesn't look good.
It's not good. So Bastion is holding Clyde and threatening to kill him unless Wren submits. And she does. And then she's injected with something and blacks out. And I was like, oh my God. So then at this point, we see Kingston and Locke realize that Brix and Wren aren't out yet. And like they start worrying. And then Brix comes out, right? Obviously, with Juan. And then Kingston like wants to go into the building, but can't because the firefighter stops him. And he's kind of like, are you fucking crazy? The building's on fire.
Yeah.
And then another firefighter yells for medical assistance, and Kingston like is like, oh God, that could be Wren. But it's Clyde who's like struggling to breathe and all these things. And he like finally spits out like he has her, Bastion has her, Wren traded her life for his. And that's the end. And I'm like, I need the third book. I know it's like 40 some odd days. I get that it's like September 24th, 2025. I know that this is August. It's not that long, but I'm like, I need to know because I am like, what's going on with Clyde?
I know.
What's going on with Cressida? Like someone has helped Bastion figure this out.
Yeah.
We'll talk more about it, but
there was a point in this book where there was a woman in the bar that like, that Wren was like, she felt familiar, but like, I couldn't figure it out. So I'm just like, could that be her mother in disguise? And I was like, oh, that's when I began to question, like, is her mother actually dead? But then I'm like, well, maybe it's just like a female wolf from the Red River people,
you know, that she would have known.
That she's like, you seem familiar, but like, I don't know. But so now I'm just curious, like, who is that woman?
Yes.
Did she have a part of this? And again, like, is Cressida a part of this? Is Clyde? Is Juan? Because like, Juan was trapped. I
don't know.
I trust no one.
Okay. So let's go to hot and steamy. This feels like 3.5 peppers.
Yeah. 3.5 peppers. Because we got more. I always want more. But,
yes,
you know. But we got some more than the last book. But not enough for it to be 4.
No.
Maybe this next book. We're slowly moving our peppers up.
Fingers crossed. Okay.
Yeah.
So, chapter 11, we get a bathtub scene with Locke, Wren, and Puck. And this is like the second bathtub scene, right? Because we had the bathtub scene that was not spicy in the first book with Puck and Wren. So, and once again, this is Locke finger fucking Wren as Puck tells him what to do.
Good.
It's so good because like Puck is like, tell me. And tight, strangling heat Locke set his voice tense. In and out, Puck ordered, nice and easy, drag your fingertips down her walls. And I'm just like, oh God. Like there's just something about, and we're in her monologue. She's like, somehow their cadence worked together as if their bond made their timing perfectly in sync. And there is something so hot about like Locke is the one physically doing stuff to her. Puck is also like playing with her nipples and stuff, but he's like telling Locke what to do. That just seems to intensify this whole scene. And then he's like, tell me I can mark you. And she's like, she whispers, yes. And then you get to this point where like Locke says she's close. I feel it. And then now, and that's when Puck bites into her at her neck. And this is kind of like just a regular bite. It's not the bond mate mark, but it's just so hot.
And she says like, Puck made me want to be reckless and wild in his. And you're like,
same girl.
So good. And then we get chapter 20 where Puck again is just like top notch, finger fucks, and then goes down on Wren while Brix is touching himself, and then Locke goes onto booby nipple action. And I'm like, all right, you're a good team. So Brix's hand dips down into his sweats. He freed his cock, stroking up and down, a bead of pre-cum already dotting the tip before disappearing beneath Brix's ministrations. I couldn't take my eyes off of him, watching as he stroked himself, that length growing. I whimpered again. She likes watching you, brother. You like knowing what you do to me, little warrior? Brix challenged. Yes, I breathed. Reward her for her honesty, Puck. Slide 2 fingers inside.
Right?
Yeah.
That I love that line. It was so good.
Oh, so good.
So good.
So good.
Okay, then we finally get another like actual like sex scene. Chapter 28, Brix and Ren have sex in the woods. We've been waiting for the sex in the woods since
Sex in the
book
woods, man.
1.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they make their bond official. So, Brix slammed into me so deeply that it was his own brand. And I was like, oh, damn. His teeth clamped down on my shoulder as I mirrored the gesture on him. The pleasure that swept through me was unlike anything I'd ever known. It rode the line between agony and ecstasy, each one driving the other higher. My walls clamped down around Brix as he emptied into me, and I took it all, every ounce of pleasure and pain, because it was him, us, everything we were together. Yeah, it was nice. I liked it.
And it's sweet. After he pulls his teeth out, he just like licks her. It's like a
Right?
healing, like loving moment. And you're like, ooh. Literally. And she shuddered too. You're like, oh God. And then like they have the brand in like of each
Yes.
other. And it's like in the same spot where they like bit each other. And you're like,
That's
okay.
cool.
I
Kind of like their
that.
own little tattoo.
Which my husband and I have matching tattoos, but it's like in different spots. But I'm like, that's our mating mark. I guess. I don't know. But okay. So now we get to a really, really other good one. Chapter 35, where Locke, Puck, and Wren have sex and make their mate bond official. So she's woken up from this nightmare. They have, soothed her, and they're just like, tell us what you want. And she says, you, both of you, filling me and taking me. Puck looked behind me. You heard her, brother. And we will always give our mate what she wants. Locke's fingers slid between my thighs, taking that wetness and dragging it back to my tight hole. His teeth nipped my neck. I can't wait to feel all of you. Feel you taking all of me. My pants became quicker as Puck's tip bumped my entrance and Locke's teased my rear. Puck slides in, letting out a groan of tortured pleasure. Better than I ever fucking dreamed, Birdie. I could die a happy man in this cunt. Feel me, all of me. And each thrust moved him deeper as I gripped Puck's shoulders. My inner walls were fluttering as Locke pressed in at my backside, and I cried out as he thrust deeper. It was almost to the point of pain, teetering on that edge. Breathe deeply and push back against me, Locke growled. I did as he ordered, and then he was fully inside me, both of them, moving with such perfect synchronicity that I writhed between them. It was nearly too much sensation, and I was lost to all of it. Every nerve ending in my body stood at attention. And it's like the joining. And we're just like...
But with the detail that we wanted in the joining.
We wanted that detail in the joining. The joining was still wonderful.
Yes,
but
we love the joining.
I needed this. I needed to know
this level of
everything.
Detail. Yes.
And then again, they bite, and then they get the marks on each other's.
It's just... So now we got 3 marks. And I really thought we'd get like a 4th one.
I know.
In the book. And I thought like the 3rd book would have like the one that struggles most, which I assume would be Ender, which I have a different theory on now. But chapter 46, Wren is in, like, she's gotten hot and bothered, right? From her tattoo session with Brix. She goes to the shower to like take care of things herself. And then Ender comes in and watches her and tells her what to do. And this is like in his POV. And he's like, those clever fingers darted between her thighs. Her mouth fell open as she sucked in her breath, her cheeks pinking. Fuck me. My dick stiffened, pressing against the cotton of my boxer briefs. Even my damn cock was battling to get to her. I'm like, why won't you let it happen, dude?
Stop denying yourself, buddy.
Exactly. Wren's eyes opened, her head tipping back down, and those eyes sparkled silver as they caught my gaze in the mirror. She froze. Don't stop on my account, kitten. I'm rather enjoying the show. Is that so? Tell me how that pussy feels. And I was just like, oh.
Come in and find out.
Come in and find out, Brix. I mean, Ender.
Ender, whatever, yeah. But,
It was so
Come
good.
on,
And then I
buddy.
think she makes a comment like afterwards, like, I've never, like, thank you, I've never made myself come so hard,
Yes, so good.
which is so good, which is so good.
And then
Okay,
he's just like, cold shower, cold shower,
cold
cold
shower.
shower.
And then, like, you could have gotten in the shower with her, and then you wouldn't need a cold shower.
Yes, you'd be
We're trying to
clean and
solve your
satisfied.
problems.
It's called
Exactly.
multitasking, Ender. Come on.
Yes, get your shit together, Ender. Okay, so we're gonna do a little theories,
Hmm.
and talk about kind of like what we think could happen maybe in the next book. So, open question: how did Bastion find out where Wren was living? Like, there has to be a mole in the town or someone tied to the group because she was able to stay hidden for multiple years, like for 8 years, and now she's found.
Yeah.
Like, and then there are too many coincidences when Bastion shows up that finally, like, there's like he shows up and then there's like an attack that makes it feel like someone else is involved. Because think about it, like with Cressida, she was at the bar causing a scene and then he showed up. She was at the fight causing a scene and then they're attacked. Clyde seems to be also involved. Like, he was at the bar when the attack happens. There's some shifty things. It also could be Ender's source could have let it slip, or there's
Yeah.
someone else in Crescent City that we've met
Yeah.
that we aren't thinking about yet. And the only other person that I feel like we know are Juan, Franco, and Dina.
Yeah.
It would kill me if it's Dina.
Oh, I would hate that. I would hate that so much. I hope it's not Dina.
I hope it's not
Or
Dina.
what if it's like that little old couple that's like always sharing their food and stuff?
And then,
The least
that would make me
suspecting.
sad.
I hope it's not
Yes,
them either. I don't
I
think
hope
it
it's
would
not
be
them
because
either.
Bastion like threatened to kill them. So I'm like,
Yeah, he did. He was very specific about that too. Which
maybe
could
it's
be
not
throwing
them.
us off the trail.
True. I don't know.
So, I don't know. Part of me thinks Clyde could still be in on this, but like he was
Yeah.
almost killed in the end by Bastion. But I'm like, should I give him another chance, or was that all a ruse?
Also, it doesn't really seem like something that Bastion would do though, to actually let someone go. Right?
Right. It doesn't.
So I feel like he would just take her and kill him anyway.
I'm also confused a little bit by the attack, the more I think about it, because if Bastion wanted to capture her and breed her and then publicly murder her, but his whole goal was to get an heir, why would he lock her in a burning building?
Yeah. Doesn't make sense.
It doesn't really make sense. Or was that from someone else? Because we still don't know. We know there's a couple of Deathwalkers still alive.
Oh yeah.
We haven't seen the Dark Mages. So it could be, and we also know they've been like killing other like they're mercenaries. God only knows
Yeah.
who else is pissed off at them.
Right?
So
Yeah.
was the fire an attack from someone else?
And he just took advantage of the
And
opportunity.
he took advantage of it.
Who knows? We'll find out in a few weeks, hopefully. And then also, will Cressida continue to cause problems? Yeah, that bitch is like, she has not learned her lesson. She is still gonna just wreak havoc on Wren's life, on Puck's life, until she gets Puck's dick back. But she's never gonna get it. You're never getting it, honey. Let go. But also, again, questioning if she's somehow involved with like sharing the information with Bastion. Because again, she's been around Wren both times before he shows up or attacks. And I'm like, this is too much of a coincidence and you're too much of a bitch. So, gotta be you.
Okay, so who's going to bond with Wren next? So logically, it should be Kingston because he seems to be closer, like emotionally, to Wren at this point than Ender. However, Kingston also seems to be the one that wants to punish himself the most for how he treated her, which makes me wonder if he's going to end up being the last person to bond with her.
Yeah, I could see that. We're like, because we thought Kingston was going to be the first one, he's going to be the last one. Because it's going to take like the longest for the alpha to come around. And like maybe it's like when the alpha does, that's when like it's like concrete, like fulfilled. Like everyone has to.
Which is weird because a lot of times when you see kind of like in books where there is an alpha, usually it's the alpha bonds first.
Yeah.
So it's just a little different.
But I think Ender is at the end of his game.
He's gonna snap soon.
He's gonna snap. He's so close. I mean, so close, dude. Come on. Like
we might get angry hate sex first. Or not like hate sex, but like
I hate that you make me want to be with you and fine, I'll fuck you. But I hate how good this feels.
Yes.
You know, like he might have sex first and then later do the claiming,
Yes,
you
I
know?
think that's very possible. I think there might
Yeah.
be multiple things that have to
Yeah.
happen with Ender before we get a bond.
Yes. And then finally, will we get a spicy scene with all six of them together? God, I hope so. Please, can they just like get in that big giant bed and just like
Right?
everybody go to town, like a giant orgy, something? Like, we need to see them act it all out as a fully mated group in the next book. Like, we got to manifest this out into the Crescent Creek world that we need a full mating situation. But then
Of
the
all of
question
them.
is, if they ever do like have heirs, like whose is it?
And will you know?
Will we know? I don't know. But
I don't
it
know.
needs to happen. We need that.
Yes.
Come on.
Okay, so in terms of what's next, if you enjoyed this book, we think you'll also love the Dragons of Ember Hollow series by Tessa Hale. It's a wide choose with dragon shifters, and you'll get to see Wren pop up in a few scenes. And if you're still in your wide choose era like us, highly recommend checking out The Never List by Jade Presley. It's one of our top reads of the year. And you should also grab The Veil of Blood and Magic. Both are available on Kindle Unlimited.
Then join us next week when we dive into the world of contemporary romance and discuss Only in Your Dreams by L.E.K. Wild. Happy reading, everybody.
Happy reading. Thanks for listening to Late Night Reads. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook at Late Night Reads Podcast. And check out latenightreads.com for even more information about all the books we're reading. If you loved today's episode, make sure to subscribe, rate, and review our podcast. And share the show with your fellow book lovers.